Thank you for tuning in to watch the Westwood High School Junior presentation. First, I want to make sure you know who your counselor is. Junior year is when, if you're an IB student, you will transfer over to Miss Castro. So you go from your Alpha office, and now your counselor till you graduate will be Miss Castro. Next, I want to make sure you are taking advantage of the counseling website. Over the next 2 years, you will be using this as a resource tool. You can get to it from the front of the Westwood website. Everything you possibly need and that we're going to cover today in this presentation is all here for you. So many times I'll get questions about where can I find this? Where is it? It's here. Also, there could be other things like our college visit calendar when colleges come on campus. Again, you've probably already visited a lot of schools this year, but next year, your senior year, it's going to be even more important to be staying up on what colleges are coming to campus. Okay, next, let's talk about rank and GPA. Hopefully, by this point in your junior year, you understand how it works. I put the two handouts here so you can kind of get an idea. And all you do, everything is again linked in. You would just download it and it tells you. And if you click the download, you can turn it to the right way based off if you're an advanced course or grade level, how many points you get for it. It tells you how to calculate it. I then even put our sample transcript where I took a sample student. I'm going to download this one so you can actually see it the right way. You'll click it. You can turn it. So parents, you can do this yourself, and it tells you how to calculate your student's GPA by looking at it. And I know a lot of times people will be like, oh, it's not right, it's not wrong. Some of the common things I see is students are trying to just use this final column. That does not go into GPA at all. It's only fall semester and spring semester grades. That's what's counting. So everything on how to do it is all here. Remember, it's cumulative. You add up the total and divide by the total. It's not count out a year, count out a year, count out a year, and divide by 3. It's the total cumulative. So this will help you calculate if you're needing it. Okay. Endorsement versus academy. The reason I want to make sure you understand this is senior year, when we have your senior conference, we're going to be talking about stoles you're going to receive for graduation. And there is a difference. There's academies and endorsements. Academies are what's going to get you a stole at graduation. This is going to be a little bit of bling to wear. This is not required to graduation. For graduation, this is purely elective based. So, for example, if you take 4 years of animation, you'll get a business and industry sash to wear. If you take 4 years of ROTC, you'll get a public service sash to wear. That's what the academies are. Versus the endorsement, it can be these academies. So you could still get one for public service for ROTC, but you can also get one for STEM for taking 5 science courses. So the endorsements can be academic or elective based. Academies are just elective. Endorsements do not guarantee a sash. So, for example, if you took 5 science courses, you'll earn a STEM endorsement, but you're not going to earn an academy stole. So I just want to make sure. If you click here, it'll tell you all of that. So an endorsement is required for graduation. You just have to have one. Most of the class will have this multidisciplinary one. It's taking your 4 core classes all 4 years. So most of you will have 4 credits in your course subject. So nothing to worry about or stress about. Colleges don't look to see how many you have. You could have 5, you could have 1. It doesn't matter. It doesn't help or hurt with college admissions. STAR EOC requirements. To graduate high school next year, you do have to have passed the 5 end of course test. That's just a non-negotiable. So course selection for next year. So your counselors are coming into your classrooms to help you get signed up. Make sure this is more important than ever because next year is the last year you can finish your credits. You need to make sure these are accounted for. You need to make sure you have 4 credits in each of the core subjects. You need to make sure you have 2 credits in the same language. You need 1 year of fine art, 1 year of PE, and then 7 other elective credits. It can be extra math credits. It can be extra science credits. It can be an extra art or an extra PE. You just have to have 7 other credits, which totals you to 27. Get on home access. If you're not sure where you're at, ask your counselor. They'll provide this for you at your junior conference. We want to make sure, though, you have 27 credits before you graduate. Okay, for English, you're going to be putting down your English for English 4. So depending on what you took this year as a junior is what you'll take next year as a senior. Same thing for math. You're going to find in the 11th grade column which math class you're sitting in, and then just move over to the next column to decide what you're going to take your senior year. If you're in IB, your math pathway looks a little bit different, but again, same concept. Look at the junior column, move over to 12th grade, and you'll know what class to pick. Social studies, again, look in this 11th grade column, move over to the 12th grade column to write the class you need. If I'm going too fast, remember this is a video. You can always pause it and write down exactly what you're needing. Same thing for science. Look at the 7th grade column, look at 12th grade. Your LOTE option. So again, if you haven't done your 2 years in the same language, make sure you get that. These are all the things that can count for fine art. These are all the things that count for PE credit. Remember, you have to have one before you graduate. So if you haven't done it yet, sign up for them for senior year. We have tons of different academy elective options. So if you're going to be continuing your pathway, I just went ahead and put, okay, based off the 11th grade column, what class you're in, you could technically go on to the 12th grade option. Some of you might have started a pathway in 10th grade. So maybe you took digital media here in 10th and you're only going to get to year 3 of the course. That's completely fine. So find the class you're in, move over to the right, and it'll tell you what course you need to take. Lots of different elective options. You just have to pick what you're wanting to do. Okay, I think that's the last one. So hopefully you'll be able to fill out your choice sheet. And remember, on the counseling website, again, that tool I told you you'll use all the time, we've got the electric choice sheet where if you click on any class, you'll get the full course description you can go into where it tells you the homework load, how the structure of the class is taught, the grading structure, all of that. It's all there for you. Okay, the last thing I want to say is make sure your schedule is balanced. Senior year is busy. All fall, you're going to be working on college applications, your FAFSA. You're going to have a lot of extra time commitments on top of whatever else you're doing with clubs and activities. So do not overload yourself. You still want to be trying your best for senior year, but you have to be realistic. The way I would tell yourself is for a good double check is picture the 8 classes you wrote for next year. Decide which are your 4 hardest. Could you have those all on Orange Day? If the answer is no, then that means you picked too hard of a schedule because the odds are there's a chance your 4 hardest classes could fall on Orange Day or on White Day, and we're not going to be able to switch it around. So make sure you're committing to what you picked. Okay, now we're going to focus on college application. This is my favorite part for sure. So your junior one-on-one conference is all going to be about the college application. So this document that I'm giving you, you can download it here. We're going to go through the steps of where we should be with college apps. So from your junior conference, we're really going to be focusing on the research stage. Then come August 1st, you can start your applications. And I have it broken down into step 1, step 2, step 3, and then some other things to remember. I'm somebody who likes a checklist, so I kind of filled it out as some example options. If you like this document, you can download it. Click download. You can type into this. This is something good if you and your family want to put it into a Google Sheet. All of y'all can be adding this information as you get things done, and you can delete my examples. But this is a really great option. Your counselor can provide this for you as well as a one-page handout. We've printed tons, and we have enough for each of you. So we're going to start with step 1, the research stage. So this is where you should be at right now as a junior. So what we want to do is we want to find colleges you might be interested in. So this is where I said it's nice to kind of type into this, or again, you can write on it, is we want to find schools that'll be a good fit. I've kind of listed some different things to think about. You know, if you hate cold, you shouldn't be looking up colleges in the north. If you want to stay home closer to home where you could drive home in a day, probably better to be looking at Texas. Do you want to be in a college town? Do you want a smaller school? Well, you'll have smaller classes. Do you want more of the big school with the big football team where you want to tailgate and all that, or do you want Greek life? Those are the things you should be thinking about. If you click up here on Find the Right College for You, this is our big future. This is completely free. You can explore not only planning for college, paying for college, exploring careers. You can search by college. If you do this build your college list, all those different factors that I talked about here, you can check all those things, the different degrees you want, and it'll provide you based off maybe your GPA and test scores, schools that would be a good fit for you. So I would take advantage of this because it's free and it's amazing. Okay. The other thing you can start doing is starting virtual and in-person college visits. Um, Again, we have so many where the colleges come to us, and you can visit them in the library. Hopefully, a lot of you have already taken advantage of that this year as a junior. You can also do it senior year as well. Again, me as Miss Browning, I try to send out when we have those visits once a week a reminder as well. I also have a lot of colleges due to COVID made virtual tours of their school. So maybe if you can't get to all the schools out of state, you can at least do their virtual tours, see the campus, and learn a lot about stuff. You can also go and visit these schools. A lot of them have these like fancy weekends or activities where it's like Bobcat Day or Aggie Weekend, and they maybe will let you go to a game, sit in a class, like they roll out the red carpet, and it's usually free. So get on and look at the college websites and take advantage of that. Something to know is you get 2 days in junior year and 2 days in senior years for attendance that don't count towards exemption. The big thing you have to remember is you need to get your college visit form from your Alpha office before you go. And you take that form with you to the college. Somebody from the college signs it saying you were there. You bring it back and we wipe that absent off your record. Something else to be thinking about when you're looking at these schools. Some of the colleges, especially on tours or on their websites, on their admission website, they'll talk to you about regular decision, rolling admission, early action, early decision. I put this here for you because a lot of those things can roll together and you're like, what are they talking about? This can help you. I still can easily in my mind get it confused, especially between the early actions, the early decisions, and the restrict. They all blur together. So I think having this nice handout where you can refer to will make sure you're understanding what colleges are telling you, especially when you're talking to admissions officers and tours. This will help you follow along. Okay. If you're thinking, I still don't know what I want to study next year, trust me, you are not alone. So many people say, this is what I want to study in college. And you're like, I wish I knew. Trust me, the average college student changes their mind multiple times. I think the number every year goes from like 2 to 4, how many times a college student changes their degree, plus the amount of people that go back for a different master's degree to change their mind again. People change their mind. But if you're not sure what you want to do, I would click right here on the career assessments and exploration. What this is I've compiled a list of free tests you can take. Some of them are interest based. So you're going to take these tests and it'll tell you, okay, based off your interest, these would be jobs appropriate for you. So college majors appropriate. Then you can take some personality based ones. So it'll ask you a million questions about personality, things you like and don't like. And it'll say, okay, these are possible future jobs and college majors for you. Then it'll do it based off values. Um, Again, it's going to ask you lots of questions and again, give you maybe jobs and college majors you would like. And then there's a skill and ability one as well. I recommend taking at least one test from all these 4 sections and then see what jobs or college majors are across all 4 of them. That would be a really good place to start your research. Okay, so college applications. There are some that open in July, but more of the colleges are actually pushing back now to August 1st. So it kind of ebbs and flows every year what colleges choose to do. But honestly, August 1st, now this probably coming year is where you're going to see most of them. That doesn't mean you can't start on your application sooner. There are components you can. You just won't be able to submit and stuff until after August 1st. So within that, from that sheet, step 1, you can start writing your essays. Colleges will have those essays published all summer long. So don't wait till August 1st. Go ahead and start writing them, getting them proofread. Get that done June and July. Then come August 1st, you're going to actually have to fill out the application. And again, this is where it's so easy to keep up. Yes, I filled it out, or I'm partially not done. And this way, if you maybe do it as a family and you have this as a Google sheet, y'all can see where you're at. So you maybe wouldn't have your parents asking you, where are you at? Where are you at? They could go and check this for a status. Rec letters. On Common App, you'll have to ask your counselor and 2 teachers and you send a link through the Common App. Versus schools that are not on Common App, you don't have to do it. Upload your resume. You need to make sure your resume is ready, and I'll go over some examples for that. And then you have to pay the fee, whether it's on Common App or Apply Texas. I put in links here for y'all for Austin Community College, the Apply Texas, and our Common App. I also clicked here. This is our Westwood High School Applying to College website. It has everything you could possibly need. Our graduation handbook, that application checklist, the resume samples, things to know about your rec letters after you submit your. This is going to be an amazing tool for you. I cannot stress it enough. Okay, resume. Resume can only be 9th grade up. So if you did things in your summer between 8th and 9th grade, nope, you can't put that. 9th grade on. The resume sample, this is what colleges are wanting to see. It looks kind of funny unless you download it, and then you'll see the formatting. You don't need to start fresh. You may use this, download it, type over, and make it your own. It's all gonna be first about your academics, then it's gonna go into your extracurriculars. So what are you doing outside of your school day? It can be Westwood related and non-Westwood related. Leadership position. So anything leadership you take on in any activities. Any awards or honors. And again, these are Westwood and non-Westwood related. Summer activities. What do you do in your summers? They want to know that you're not just sitting on the couch watching Netflix or playing video games. What volunteer work have you done over the 4 years? Work experience. It can be like a real job or it can be something you do in the neighborhood. People just want to know that you're reliable and dependable and you don't mind working hard. They're looking at personality traits here. So there's nothing too little that you should, not include. I will also say I made up all this stuff. So my descriptions aren't very long. You should definitely be putting in more detail here. This is the meat of your application. So I cannot stress that enough. So if you're having a hard time and you're like, well, I don't have much in some of my activities, you might want to get on some clubs before next year. Maybe run for an officer position, push yourself. If you need some community service ideas, this is a great Round Rock website where it has options for you. But, this is the time to really be compiling it. Again, something you could work on in June, July, and have it ready to go for August. Okay, step 2 and 3, transcripts and test scores. So step 2 is the transcript. Step 3 is your test scores. So the transcript is this link, which again, you can access from the front of the Westwood website. You fill it out and it's $3 per transcript. The nice thing is you can pay with your credit card right here and there, or you can bring in cash or a check to the front office. So that's how you send your transcript. Your test scores, you have to send directly either from the ACT website or the SAT website. All colleges will accept either. Some schools are technically test optional, so you might not even need a test score. But just so you know, if you qualify for free or reduced lunch, even if you never eat lunch at school, you qualify for 2 free SATs and 2 free ACTs besides the school day SAT you take here. So you just need to come and see me and I can help you get set up. This will also cover sending your test scores from these websites to your colleges directly. So some final reminders. Next year at your senior one-on-one, we're going to be discussing financial aid, scholarships, college housing. If you want to look ahead, I have the senior information and the video for senior year, what we would cover then here. So if you want to look ahead, you can. The big thing with all of this is don't procrastinate. The fall semester is going to fly by, I promise you. So stay on top of it, get stuff done early. Take advantage of June and July when you don't have homework, you don't have studying. Get your resume, get your essays done. Make sure you're checking your grades, especially this spring, because this is the last semester colleges are going to see of grades. You need to make sure you're checking your student email multiple times every day. Put it on your cell phone if you need to. You're going to be getting so many emails from Ms. Browning, me, over the next year in regards to scholarships, college app deadlines and things like that. And if you're not checking your email, you can miss out on things easily. And then take advantage of what your teachers are offering you. Ask for help, go to tutorials, flex in, do your homework the day it's assigned. These are all such important things you're not only going to do in high school, but you're going to do in college too. So I cannot recommend enough getting your stuff done, getting it done early. Take advantage of free time you have to get things done. I can't stress it enough. Okay, thanks so much for watching.